Hello and welcome to another Simtoon's log. Welcome. This episode will come a little late, so we will hear it after the usual time. And that's because I had a lot of work today on Ragchecker. Been fixing stuff, mainly the level scaling. There's just so many objects to rescale. I cannot just mark everything and scale it down. It doesn't work like that because then the relative distances change and it's all messed up, so can't do that, and thus I have to do it manually. Anyway, I would like to say, I was listening to the previous episodes and I would like to say that I've noticed some echo. So sorry about the echo, it'll be fixed soon. I'm working on some arrangements about that and it should be all good then. And I'm also working on an intro and an outro for the logs, so that's coming as well at some point, because it sounds kind of dry without it. It's a little odd to not hear it when other podcasts and any shows, even if TV shows, it's just like a habit to have an intro and an outro, right? So it's kind of missing from there, and I noticed when listening back to these logs on Spotify. But regarding today, Ragchecker 3 new releases on Steam for testers. Been on a call on Discord with one of the testers, an intern actually, who is currently helping mainly test, but he's also learning C++ with us. So I showed him some stuff today, and then what did I do? Then the rescaling, and I've introduced level streaming into Ragchecker, but first into the bunker level. Weirdly, I went from the middle of the game when going chronologically by the story, but I wanted to try it because it'll be useful to try and preserve people's resources, mainly memory, DRAM, also VRAM, but more of DRAM because there's a lot of assets and also audio that has to be loaded into DRAM. Obviously textures and materials and effects will go into VRAM, so they'll also be under strain, but DRAM will receive more assets when loading the levels than VRAM, and I want to make sure that all resources that can be saved will be saved. And I will do that by simply unloading levels that are not necessary at a particular moment and loading them when they're necessary again. When a player loads a level, the assets will be unloaded, so other cells, other streamed levels under a master level will be unloaded, and when they are necessary they will be loaded. So for example, if there's a room with a door, like for example a kitchen in the bunker, you approach the door and when you're about to open it, an animation starts, the level will load, and before you open the door, the level will be loaded in. And then if you leave and go to another room, for example, like there's a kitchen, there's a living room, and behind living room there's a bedroom, let's say. So if you enter the bedroom, the kitchen will unload. It probably won't unload when you enter the living room, so the room right next to it, adjacent to it, because the player might just rapidly return to the kitchen. And I don't know how long as I said last time, each player will probably have a slightly different hardware configuration, even though they might have the same specs, but it will run differently. It almost always does, because you have different free storage, you have more processes running, so there are also software differences, or someone can have that's related to processes, but someone can have just other programs running in the taskbar, not necessarily daemons, but you know what I mean. So more processes, more strain, and then the game will get less resources, and that's an issue. So I will try to definitely work with level streaming to try to minimize this at least. Alright, so that's it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to continue with the scaling, and hopefully I will finish it so that I can move on to adding more details to each level and expanding them, because that scaling is just so tiring and it's so boring. So I have to finish it and then finally move on. And like the sooner I do it, the sooner I will be able to move on. So yeah, I mean, I should logically conclude that and thus do it as soon as possible, but I just can't get myself to doing it. But I've done something today, so we'll see about tomorrow. See you, and more changes are coming to these logs as well, but not yet. You'll see. See you. Bye.